Discussion of special cases in case of elastic collision in one dimension. So dear student, till now in our previous videos we have studied about the elastic collision and we have calculated the final velocities, that is velocities after collision, and now we will discuss the particular cases related to the elastic collision. Now to start with, let us write first the expression for the velocities of two bodies after collision. We have just calculated that v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 into u1 divided by m1 plus m2 plus 2m2 u2 divided by m1 plus m2. Similarly, v2 we have calculated was 2m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m2 minus m1 upon m1 plus m2 into u2. Right? Now, the first case, when masses of two bodies are equal, when masses of two bodies are equal, in that case m1 is equal to m2 say. So in that case v1 is equal to, when m1 is equal to m2, then this factor will become equal to 0, and in this case we will get 2m upon m1, m plus m is 2m into u2. So v1 is equal to u2, and in second case v2 is equal to, this will become 2m upon m plus m, this is 2m. So 2m divided by 2m into u1 plus this m minus m becomes 0, so that term is equal to 0. So we will get v2 is equal to u1. So this simply shows that after collision, this is the velocity of body A and this is the velocity of body B, okay, and this is the velocity of body B and this is the velocity of body A. It means when masses of two bodies collide with each other, in case of elastic collision in one dimension, the velocities simply get interchanged. You can see here the final velocity, means the velocity after collision for the body A becomes the velocity of initial velocity of body B, and the velocity of body B after collisions become equal to the velocity of body A. It means the velocities get interchanged. So as we have assumed that u1 is greater than u2, that is the speed of body B was lesser, so by using this method we can bring the body A to slower speed, and this method is being used in case of nuclear reactors, in which we need to slow down the fast moving neutrons. Now let us discuss about the second case. Number 2 is when target body B is initially at rest. When target body B is initially at rest. So in that case u2 will be 0. Since we have assumed that target body B is at rest, so it means initial velocity of body B is 0. So now putting value of u2 is equal to 0 in the velocities v1 and v2. Now we know that v1 is m1 minus m2 into u1 divided by m1 plus m2 plus, the expression was 2m2 u2. You can see here the expression is 2m2 u2. So since u2 is 0, so this expression will become 0. So that is equal to 0. So v1 is equal to m1 minus m2 upon m1 plus m2 into u1. Similarly, v2 can be written as, since u2 is 0, so putting value of u2 is equal to 0 in case of velocity v2. So v2 is 2m1 u1 upon m1 m2, and this term will become 0. So this term will become 0. We will be having v2 is equal to 2m1 u1 upon m1 plus m2. So that is equal to 2m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2. So we get these two relations. Let me name them 1 and 2. Now again further cases arises, since we have to simplify this. Now let's further special cases. First case is when two masses are equal, that is m1 is equal to m2. In this case, now we will apply these special cases to these only. So in this case, putting m1 is equal to m2, you can see that v1 comes out to be 0. So v1 is equal to 0. And for v2 is equal to 2m upon m plus m into u1. So v2 is equal to u1. It shows that, right? It shows that when two bodies, when target body is at rest, when target body B is at rest, this target body B is at rest, and body A is moving with velocity u1, and when it is made to collide, in that case, after collision, what will happen? After collision, body A will come to rest. Body A will come to rest, while body B will start moving with the velocity of body A. The next case is, when, second case is, in this case, when body B at rest is heavy, very heavy. In that case, m2 is very greater than m1, so we can ignore m1. So what was our expression for this case? v1 was m1 minus m2 divided by m1 plus m2 into u1. So ignoring m1, we will get v1 is equal to minus of m, including m1 is equal to m. Okay, so m upon m 2m into, this is ignoring m1, so m1 that will be ignored, so we'll get m into u1. So v1 is equal to minus of u1, right? And in this case, second expression for v2 was 2m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2. Now if we neglect m1, so it means it becomes equal to 0. So v2 is equal to 0. So what does it mean? It means that when body B is heavy, this body B is heavy, m2 is heavy, and we are having body A which is smaller in size and smaller in weight. Okay, so when it is made to collide, in that case what will happen? Velocity of B, which was initially 0, okay, initially 0, it was at rest. After collision even it remains at rest, but this recoil back, right? This recoil back. So this is the example, and start moving with its own velocity but in negative direction. This is the example of rebouncing of a bouncing ball. You know that in that case, when you throw the ball come back. There is no effect on the floor. That is at rest and also very large in size. So ball bounces back. Now third case is when body B at rest. When body B at rest is of negligible mass, right? That is, now m1 is very greater than m2, so we will ignore m2, right? Ignore m2. So in that case, expression v1 is equal to m1 minus m2. m2 ko we have to ignore, so we put equal to 0, suppose. So this is m1 into u1, so that comes out to be u1. So v1 comes out to be u1, and v2 is equal to 2 m1 u1 upon m1 plus 0. We have ignored m2, so that comes out to be 2u1. So it means that when body B at rest is of negligible mass, in that case the body A will keep on moving with its own velocity, while body B starts moving with double of the velocity of body A, right? So in that case, if body B is smaller, and body BA is larger in size and heavy in mass, in that case when it collide, it keeps on moving with its own after collision. After collision, it keeps on moving with the same speed, but it start moving with the speed 2u1.